Hello, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'll be talking about the video game Andromeda, of course. Let me just get that file out. Let me look for, let's see, Andromeda. Let me see something. Where did I put that file? Okay, I think I just found it. Aha, here it is. Okay, so Andromeda, of course, the video game. Let me see, where's you? You. Here you go. Okay, so so one of the first things you're gonna see in Mass Effect Andromeda is a redefining of the is redefining the storyline. So basically, Mass Effect Andromeda is actually not due to be out to December 2016. It's basically at the end of 2016, the year 2016. So not surprising there by any chances. Not surprising there by any chances. Um, so let's see here we have here. So these Andromeda. So basically, Andromeda is going to be Mass Effect. The story of Mass Effect itself will be retold, and to give people hint that this is actually being retold. The title is now dubbed Andromeda at the end of it. So now as Mass Effect Andromeda, the retelling of the story will occur. The same people who created Witcher 3, it had a good storyline, but not too bad. Of course, the creator of this game actually says not so much that he hated Witcher 3, it's just that, it could have used a bit more texture through its story itself. We can all agree on that much. It was a bit kind of bland when it came to storytelling, The Witcher 3. However, Mass Effect Andromeda is actually going to have more of a wilder kind of sour slash bitter taste to a story, in which case will keep the viewer interested in the game as they play through it. So the time is ripe, obviously, for Mass Effect Andromeda. Um, these characters cannot be just explained simply. According to designers, try to make alliances and finding a way to unite the universe against a common foe. So you have one common foe throughout the universe, and you're gonna have to team up with everybody. I'm not sure you guys remember, I released a video earlier about the online experience. The game will be strictly available through that, kind of experience, through an online experience. So you get to team up with your friends, and fight this one common foe everybody has in common. So basically, you're going to go and play the story mode, connected online with your friends, and actually defeat this one enemy that everybody really, really, really dislikes, basically. So, Mass Effect Andromeda is BioWare's next big action RPG game, of course, RPG for shooting, and they will be examining and redefining the storyline, of course, and that's not going to be the only route for the series they're going to be taking in the game company in general for a while, basically. This is not going to be the only approach they'll take to the game. They'll take a different type of approach to the game. So Mass Effect 3 had a very strange way of going about its plot. You were meant to gather support. So it has a very strange way. You were meant to gather support and help fight off your enemies on Earth. It wasn't until different from recruiting various allies and completing their their loyalty missions in Mass Effect 2 to defeat the Collectors through you didn't have to exactly recruit everyone to really embark on the suicide mission. So basically, Mass Effect 2, you really don't have to recruit a lot of people or none at all to basically go on loyalty missions and finish the suicide missions. But now in Mass Effect Andromeda, that's going to be the main theme. You have to team up with somebody before you go on a mission, because the missions are just going to be that much difficult for somebody to complete on their own. Um, so So the particular storyline is a method, is a simple method, and is effective. In fact, it's given us some of the most memorable. So it's given them some of the most memorable plot lines in gaming. So the plot lines in gaming. So Miranda twin sisters and her faces or sisters. Yeah. So basically, so there's Miranda's twin sister, and of course the face of and she faces Thane, short lifespan, tries she faces off with Thane and a short lifespan, trying to reconcile with his son. So basically, I'm guessing you're playing as a female character and you're fighting this guy's son and trying to reconcile with him, but things don't go too well for him. So it would be interesting to have a female character go up against a male character. It would be pretty interesting. An evil ass male character. So basically, with all that being said, the time basically is right for this game, Mass Effect Andromeda, to simply just be your character trying to make alliances and finding friends to defeat this one enemy you have throughout the universe against one common foe. And if it's then it is has to be done in a new way. And of course, as a game, we often are told that as when something is remade, everything changes. And of course, that happens to be the case with Mass Effect. Is now an Andromeda series, so that means the fighting style changes. Everything changes basically because now every game is now has more futuristic feel to it. So you're gonna have more like high tech gadgets, and the feel is not gonna be the same as compared to older games, which had kind of a delay in certain action events. The newer games do not have a delay. They just jump right into it, one after the other, and you just have to be ready and have an open eye and make sure you do not miss a thing. That's one thing you actually learn about these brand new games, you know. So if not, so then we simply face a situation similar to Fallout 4. So one thing they do not want to face is a situation similar to Fallout 4, which they got stuck to the same quest and plot structure to carry the game. So on Fallout 4, if you remember, if you played the game, have played the game before, it was supposed to be a brand new game, but for some reason the layout felt the same. And the reason why is because the company got stuck on the same layout, and they weren't expecting that. It happens to some game developers where they're developing a brand new game, want to have a brand new taste, want to have a brand new feel, but at the end of the day, they play it and they don't know what it is, but it still has the same feel. And you don't want it to have the same feel. As a new game from the future, you want it to have even better, stronger feel to it, and the story be more established as opposed as destabilized as opposed to the game in the past. You just jump right into the action and the backstory was just a whole mess. Games these days usually have a well-established backstory that leads to what leads at the end of the game, basically. So, so basically for them it was something expected after X years of generation. They were expecting something like that to go down in a development in which so much hype, technology, and AAA production, obviously value driving it, of course. So that means with AAA and a high-tech technology, you're expecting the best of the best to show face. But that's very tough to do when you have your entire fan base on your back trying to tell you, oh, we're going to have this, we're going to have that. It's like, and they have to answer questions. But for them, according to the article, it says pretty much no, it was not difficult, but there were some challenges and some roadblocks they had to pretty much incur along the way. So perhaps in the day and age, it's just unrealistic to expect a revolutionary new form of storytelling in the video games like Mass Effect. You can experience, you can basically experience your heart's content with games like Her Story and Undertale, but how do you possibly apply those principles to Mass Effect without alienating its fans? So basically, the questions that were being asked to the game developer, they were basically asked, how do you create a game without alienating the fans? How would you go about the growth of the character? What is the structure of the game? Who, what, when, where, and why? Basically, what were the questions? As for where, the universe, obviously. As for the why, they're still trying to figure that one out. So basically, Andromeda Mass Effect does possess the ability to start something new with fans and may not expect all of our prediction or predict the direction to. This does create the unveiled balancing act of trying to tie things back to the original Mass Effect trilogy. And I did mention in my past video about Andromeda that they wanted it to have that classic feel to the past Mass Effect games. So they wanted to have a decent tie back to the trilogy. They don't want to just create a game that has no tiebacks. So that's pretty awesome. They're actually creating a tie back to it so it can actually have a sound, solid, structurally foundation over a non-sound structurally foundation as some rebooted games come out with these like crazy stories that don't actually match up with the original series. But then again, when you talk about reboots, it has nothing to do with the older series. It's mostly like we're starting this all over again. Forget what you know in the past, because this is a brand new show basically. So if there's anything that the current state of gaming has taught all of us, of course, as we've grown up since from the '90s up till now, is that we are both is that they're both blessed and cursed with the potential for storytelling greatness. Mass Effect Andromeda could be the next great story told, but just feeling a bit squeamish about it, of course. But it will be standard of a video game or general storytelling. Only time will tell, and we can only hope, according to Bioware, is up to the task to actually maintaining the hype that people are waiting for from Mass Effect Andromeda. So there you have it. So Mass Effect Andromeda is going to be heavily based on a story. The fans are going to probably be heavily based it on a story, not so much on financial status, mostly on the story. People are hoping it is a great game. I'm hoping that it's a great game. I don't get bored, of course, playing the game, like some games already have done to me, as you can tell by his face. No, I'm just kidding. So basically, Mass Effect Andromeda is mostly going to be based on a story. It's actually the first time I've heard of. I'm not sure if there's any games actually were released that were heavily based on the story alone, but I'm pretty sure there are quite a few of them. But Andromeda is a bit different because it will be heavily, hence the word heavily, based on the story. And of course, eventually they're going to be talking about gear and everything you might want to know that's more important in the game, how the defending, how you're going to protect a team member when they're injured. To get to all that later on, of course, as the year 2016 progresses. Because remember, this game is not due out to December 2016, so we have enough time to actually gather up information on the game before we move on to something else. So thank you very much for watching this Andromeda video recap. Of course, what I've done a few weeks ago. And this is a brand new Mass Effect Andromeda, updating you basically on its story and on its story and its redefining, of course, of the video game and retelling that story and its tie back to the classical, Mass Effect, classic trilogy itself. I'm getting very thirsty right here. Trilogy itself. So don't forget, actually, you can follow me now on Twitter. And you can follow me on Twitter, so you can find all my updates up there, of course. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. You can comment down below. I'll be releasing videos now like rapid fire, believe it or not, because that means you're gonna see a lot more videos going up on night, like on a daily basis, probably like one if not two at night. And the days that I'm off, that's when you usually see the daytime videos pop up during the days that I'm off. So basically, now I'm telling you guys like the trend of how everything's gonna go on my channel. So now you feel a little bit more comfortable, okay? So he hasn't like disappeared on us completely like I did last year. I was gathering all this information, I literally forgot to actually film them for you guys. But nonetheless, thank you very much, and I hope you guys stay safe and have a great day.